Hello everyone, welcome to Mathematics Step by Step. I am Ying. So today we'll be starting a brand new chapter 10 on financial management. Okay, so I want to congratulate everyone. We have came to the last chapter of the Form 4 Maths syllabus. Okay, this is a very new chapter. So later on we'll learn about financial planning and management. Okay, so the learning outcome that we are going to learn today is describe effective financial management process. Okay, so these are the 5 steps involved in an effective financial management process. The first step is setting goals. Okay, so first of all, financial management is a process that involves managing money from sources of income into savings, expenses, protection, and investment. Okay, so the first step is setting goals. No matter we are a student, or we are the CEO of a company, or we are the mother of a children, we will have goals also. Okay, so setting goals is the first step in the financial management process. Okay, so the financial goals set must be prioritized and specific. For example, an individual would like to have 15,000 of savings in the bank 3 years before marriage. Okay, so we can see that this example of a goal is very specific. Okay, so there are 2 types of goals. First one is short-term financial goal. Second one is long-term financial goal. Okay, so short-term financial goals can be achieved in less than a year. Short-term financial goals do not involve a large amount of money. For example, purchasing a laptop, furniture, a cell phone, and others. Okay, whereas for long-term financial goals, it will usually take more than 5 years to achieve, and it will involve a large amount of money. For example, an individual needs to have savings for retirement, children's education, medical expenses, and others. Okay, so the duration needed to achieve a financial goal depends on the percentage of monthly savings from the person's income. However, this depends on the financial planning of the person. So the most important step is to set financial goals. Okay, the first step in an effective financial management process. Okay, so we need to prioritize to meet our needs rather than wants. Okay, in our everyday life, right, there are a lot of things that we want, but sometimes when we think properly, those are not the things that we really need. Okay, so when we have a goal, we'll have to prioritize what are the things that we really need, then we only spend on that. Okay, so the basic needs such as food, accommodation, and clothing should be given priority. Having the desire to live a luxurious life is a want. Spending money on our wants will lead us to spend more than what we earn. Okay, so effective financial planning will help us to avoid financial problems, as well as to have an adequate savings in the event of an emergency. Okay, so when we set goals, right, we'll use this SMART concept. Okay, the SMART concept. The SMART concept will help us control our spending in order to achieve the desired financial goal. Okay, so S stands for specific, M stands for measurable, A stands for attainable, R stands for realistic, and T stands for time bound. Okay, so let's go through this example 1 so that you have an idea what is this SMART concept about. Encik Yusuf will be celebrating Family Day in Port Dickson in 6 months. Okay, so this celebration will cost him 1,500 ringgit. Encik Yusuf needs to save 250 a month from his income of 2,005 in order to achieve his financial goal. Okay, so we can see that this is a short-term financial goal. Okay, because he will need to achieve it in 6 months. Okay, and it involves only a small amount of money, which is 1,500. Okay, so let's see whether Encik Yusuf follow the SMART concept when setting a goal. Okay, so the first step in SMART concept is specific. the goal being set must be specific. Okay, so Encik Yusuf's goal is to celebrate Family Day in Port Dickson. In this case, Encik Yusuf's goal is specific because he aims to go on vacation at a specific location. Okay, so he already know where he want to celebrate Family Day. Okay, so this goal is specific. Then let's check whether the goal is measurable. Encik Yusuf's special goal can be calculated as he knows the amount of money needed to celebrate Family Day. Okay, 1,500. In this case, Encik Yusuf's goal can be measured because he knows how much money is needed to celebrate Family Day. Okay, then let's check and see whether the goal is attainable. Encik Yusuf's financial goal is attainable. Attainable meaning achievable. Okay, because it can be achieved by saving 250 a month from his monthly income of 2,500. Okay, Encik Yusuf's financial goal of celebrating Family Day in Port Dickson in 6 months is realistic. Okay, he will save 250 a month to achieve the goal. So 250 a month, he want to save 1,500 ringgit, so will take him 6 months. Okay, so if everything goes as planned, he will achieve his goal. Okay, so lastly, we want to check whether the goal being set is time bound. Okay, so Encik Yusuf's financial goal is time bound because it has a time limit of 6 months. Okay, so therefore Encik Yusuf applied the SMART concept in his goal setting. Okay, this is very important. Whenever we want to set a goal, we should follow this SMART concept. Okay, so now the second step involved in an effective financial management process is evaluating financial status. Okay, so assets and liabilities are the benchmarks for evaluating our financial status. For example, assets are cash, savings, real estate investment, fixed deposit, unit trust, or company shares. Okay, all these are assets. Okay, liabilities are bank loans, credit card debts, and other financial obligations. Besides that, we should know the outstanding payments such as unsettled rent, utility bills, credit card bills, and others. Okay, all these are liabilities. Okay, and these are the examples for assets. Okay, so evaluating our financial status help us measure our performance in the effort of achieving our short-term and long-term financial goals. Okay, so whenever we want to do the planning for financial management, the second step is to evaluate our financial status. Okay, we want to see how much asset we have, then how much liabilities we have. For example, if we are having a lot of credit card debts, okay, it is hard for us to buy a real estate. So we have to evaluate financial status. So this is the second step. Okay, then the third step, creating financial plan. Life management based on financial planning help us monitor our cash flow. Okay, later we'll learn about this cash flow. Okay, there are two important components in constructing a financial plan, namely the sources of income and expenses. Okay, sources of income is money in. For example, our salary. Okay, or we have a house we rent to people, and the rent that we collect every month. Okay, this is sources of income. Then expenses. Expenses would be the money we spend on, let's say, on food. Okay, in our bills, on petrol. Okay, so income consists of active income and passive income. Active income is the main income such as salaries, allowance, commissions, and other financial resources. Okay, active income is the income that we get when we work. Okay, whereas passive income consists of rent received, interest received, dividends, and other investment. Okay, passive income is the money that we receive from our investment. Okay, we don't work actively, but we still get paid. Okay, so both of these incomes are cash inflow. Okay, money is coming in, whereas expenses consists of fixed expenses and variable expenses. Okay, fixed expenses are expenses that must be paid or spent, such as rent, insurance payment, housing loan. Okay, all these are the fixed expenses of us. Okay, every month we have to pay. Let's say for the insurance for our medical card, every month we'll have to pay for it. This is the fixed expenses. Housing loan installments, car installments, credit card payments. Okay, whereas variable expenses will change every month according to our spending behavior. Okay, for example, petrol expenses, groceries. Okay, not every month we'll spend the same amount on groceries, right? Sometimes we spend more, sometimes we spend less. Okay, electricity bill payments, water bill payments. Okay, so both of these expenses are cash outflows. Okay, our money is going out. So a positive cash flow will exist if the total income exceeds the total expenses, and a negative cash flow will exist if the total income is less than the total expenses. Okay, this is very important. So later we'll look at some examples and learn how to count the cash flow. Okay, we should always maintain positive cash flow. Okay, so that our income is more than our expenses. Okay, so these are the steps to consider before creating a financial plan. Okay, step 1, define the short-term and long-term goals. Step 2, make an initial budget to achieve each goal. Third step, calculate monthly savings needed to achieve the short-term and long-term goals. Then the fourth step, analyze spending behavior. Fifth step, set a time frame to achieve each goal. Then the sixth step, determine income strategies that will help to achieve the financial goals. Okay, so let's look at this example. So this is an example of an individual's financial goal. 25 years old, want to get married with 15,000. Then 30 years old, want to own a car of 80,000. Then 35 years old, want to buy a house of 150k. Then 55 years old, travel. You want to have this amount of budget for the travel. Okay, then 60 years old, retire with 1 million. Okay, so an effective financial management helps us develop strategies to manage our spending behavior to accumulate monthly savings. So getting married in, let's say, 2019, he will start to save money. Then 2022 he will be getting married. Okay, so this goal he will achieve in 3 years time with the saving of 15,000 to prepare for marriage. Okay, so how much he will commit for saving every month. Then to own a car, so 4 years later, from now 2023 to 2027. Okay, so he will prepare to pay 20k for down payment. Okay, again he will need to plan how much to save from his income so that he can achieve this goal in 4 years time. Okay, so now every one of us will have different goals. Okay, we have different dreams. You can plan this yourself. Okay, after you go into the society, after you get your first job. Okay, you have to plan all these. Okay, so let us go through this example too, so that you learn how to calculate for cash flow. Okay, Mr. Derek receives an active income of 3,000 and a passive income of 1,000 in a month. Mr. Derek also has fixed expenses of 1,350 ringgit and variable expenses of 650 ringgit in a month. So calculate the monthly cash flow, then explain your answer. So cash flow is total income minus total expenses. Okay, you have to remember this formula. So total income is 3,000 plus 1,000. Okay, passive income plus active income, so is 4,000. Then minus the total expenses. Expenses will include the fixed expenses and also variable expenses. So minus 1,350 minus 650. So the cash flow is 2,000. Positive cash flow. Okay, So a positive cash flow of 2,000 is good because Mr. Derek has a surplus of income after deducting the expenses. This will allow him to invest or deal with emergency situations, okay? It is very important to have savings every month, okay? Because we don't know what emergency will occur one day, okay? So let's see our car, okay? We have 4 tires, but we still need a spare tire, okay? So part B, explain Mr. Derek's cash flow if Mr. Derek does not have any passive income and the total expenses increase by 60%. So now meaning the total expenses now will increase from 2,000 increase another 60%. So 160% of 2,000 is 3,200. Okay, meaning that now his fixed expenses plus variable expenses equals to 3,200. Okay, and his income now is without this passive income. So total income is 3,000 minus expenses 3,200 is negative 200. So now it becomes a negative cash flow. Okay, this will burden Mr. Derek and may cause him to use credit card facilities to solve financial problems. Okay, so it is very important for us to manage our financial effectively. Okay, we must always try to maintain a positive cash flow. Okay, so now let's go through example 3 together. Chik Janani works as a private school teacher. She earns an income of 3,500. She also gives tuition classes and earns an income of 1,000 ringgit. Chik Janani also rents out her house for 850 a month. She has fixed expenses of 1,200 and variable expenses of 600 in a month. Okay, so again we'll learn to calculate the monthly cash flow and then explain your answer. So cash flow is total income minus total expenses. Okay, so I believe most of you already remember this formula. So her income will be 3,500 plus 1,000 from her earnings in tuition classes. Okay, so 3,500 plus 1,000, and also from the rent she received 850. Okay, then minus the fixed expenses 1,200 and 600 variable expenses. Okay, so these are the expenses. So the cash flow is positive 3,550. A positive cash flow of 3,550 is good because Chik Janani can save money in the bank and benefit from the interest. This interest is a passive income for Chik Janani. So now the next step is to carry out the financial plan. Okay, carrying out a financial plan turns the financial planning into action. This is very important. Okay, if we are already planned everything but there is no action, this plan will fail. Okay, so when carrying out a financial plan, we must follow the plan at an early stage. We must be ready to change and compare the planned monthly expenses and actual expenses. This gives us an opportunity to identify any wastage and hence reduce the actual expenses in order to meet the monthly expenses as planned. For example, Encik Yasir's planned monthly expenses and actual expenses for the first month are shown as follows. So he planned to spend 150 on electricity bill, 600 on food. But then his actual expenses is 200 on electricity bill and 850 on food. Okay, does Encik Yasir spend money as he planned? No. Okay, Encik Yasir's expenses show an increase in the electricity bill and food compared to the planned expenses. Therefore, Encik Yasir should reduce the electricity consumption by 50 ringgit. He also needs to reduce the total expenses on food by 250 ringgit. Okay, so when carrying out a financial plan, we have to prioritize payments for fixed expenses. For example, housing loan installment, credit card payments, and car installments. Okay, all these will be prioritized because all these are fixed expenses. Every month we will have to pay. Late installment payment will lead to additional interest charges and also late payment penalty. In addition, when carrying out a financial plan, we must ensure that the monthly cash flow is always positive, where the income exceeds the expenses. Okay, there is a negative monthly cash flow deficit when expenses are more than income. This is no good. Okay, if there's a negative monthly cash flow, prompt action should be taken to change the spending behavior. If this problem is not resolved, then we will fail in achieving our financial goals within the specific time frame. Okay, let's go through this example 4 together. Puan Aminah plans to buy a car worth 50,000 within a year. She plans to pay a down payment of 7,500 with her savings. Okay, down payment. Puan Aminah does not have any savings. She wants to get a car loan from a bank. Bank X offers several options. After evaluating her financial status, Puan Aminah chooses to pay the monthly installment for 7 years. Okay, we can choose to pay our monthly installment for 5 years, 7 years, or 9 years. Okay, as that is what she can only afford. Okay, so this table shows the spending of Puan Aminah and her family. Okay, so her husband income 3,500, her income 3,000. Okay, so total monthly income 6,500. Then every month she will save 650 ringgit. Okay, and also 100 for emergency fund. So the income balance is 5,750 now. Okay, then fixed expenses, there is housing loan, husband's car installment, and insurance premiums. Okay, previously we already learned about this. All these belongs to fixed expenses, so a total of 2,500. Then variable expenses, nursery, children's needs, home utilities, petrol, toll, groceries, allowance for parents. Okay, a total of 3,130. So she is left with 120 only at the end. Okay, so now this is the actual cash flow for that month. Okay, the table that we have seen just now is what has been planned by Puan Aminah. Okay, so now this is the information that we have discussed in the table just now. So let's compare with the actual spending behavior. Okay, so Puan Aminah's husband income 3,500, her income 3,000, total income 6,500, then monthly savings 650, and 100 for emergency fund, 5,750 remaining. Then housing loan is the same, car installment is the same, insurance is the same. Okay, so fixed expenses 2,500. Then let's see, there's a little bit different in this part on variable expenses. Okay, so we can see that groceries, she planned 1,000, but in actual she spent only 900 on groceries. Okay, so she managed to save 100 extra. So now she is able to save 220 ringgit a month. Okay, so the expenses for groceries can be reduced by 100. So being careful with money has reduced her spending on groceries. Okay, so she will have additional savings. Based on Puan Aminah's family financial planning, can she achieve her financial goal? Puan Aminah can achieve her short-term financial goal of buying a car with a down payment of 7,500. Okay, because her total monthly savings is 650 times 12, so there is 7,800. She still has a surplus of 300 from her needs of 7,500. Okay, she also has an excess of 220 per month in case of emergency or unexpected expenses. Then part B, is Puan Aminah's financial management wise? Justify your answer. It is a wise financial management because Puan Aminah is spending on basic needs, okay? She also has monthly savings, prioritizes protection by buying insurance, and she does not have any debts like credit card debts, okay? Then C, does Puan Aminah use smart approach to achieve her financial goals? Justify your answer, okay? So S stands for specific, M stands for measurable, A stands for attainable, R stands for realistic, T stands for time bound, okay? You must remember this. Okay? So her goal of buying a car worth 50,000 is specific, and she knows she wants to pay a down payment of 7,500, so the goal is measurable. So is the goal attainable? She saved 7,500 for the down payment within a year. So we already count in part A. We can see that it is attainable, okay? So whether it is realistic, monthly savings of 650 is only 10% of the total income of 6,500, so it is realistic. Then it is also time bound because the goal will be achieved within 1 year, okay? So the next step involved in an effective financial management process is reviewing and revising the progress. From time to time, it is very important, okay, to make sure the cash flow is always positive. This indirectly helps us to achieve our financial goals as planned, okay? We should also be prepared to change our financial goals if they are not realistic for our monthly income. So let's go through example 5 together. Puan Aminah's husband is promoted at the end of June in the same year with a 10% salary increase, okay? This is a good news, so income will be increased. The amount of their other expenses is fixed. What is the effect of Puan Aminah's husband's salary increment on her financial goals? You can refer to example 4, okay? So previously, we know Puan Aminah's husband is having an income of 3,500. So increased by 10%. So now his salary is increased by 350. So this is the new salary of Puan Aminah's husband, okay? 3,850. So when the salary of Puan Aminah's husband is increased by 10%, the savings in the bank can be increased. This can help them in purchasing the car in less than 1 year as planned, since other expenses are fixed, okay? So we have came to the homework. Go back, you guys, to complete this self-practice 10.1a, okay? This is very important so that you can master all the knowledge and the skills that you have learned today. So all the knowledge belongs to you, okay? If you are struggling, you are having a lot of difficulty in completing all this homework, I've prepared an online course for you guys. It is a step-by-step guideline in helping you guys to complete all this homework in the textbook, including the comprehensive practice at the back of each chapter, okay? So coming next, we'll learn to construct and present personal financial plans to achieve short-term and long-term financial goals, and hence evaluate the feasibility of the financial plans, okay? So do not forget to subscribe to my YouTube channel so that you do not miss out any of my upcoming videos, okay? I'll see you in the next video. Bye bye.